Hello students, welcome to the digital learning session of Rawal Public School. Today for class 7th, we are here with another amazing topic, that is water. We have already studied a lot about water. Now we are going to discover a bit more in today's lesson. Let's begin. In this module, you will study what is water, how much water is available, what is water cycle, what do you mean by the surface water and ground water, what do you mean by depletion of water and water conservation. And after watching this video, you can able to answer all these questions. What is water? Water is colorless, transparent, odorless liquid and nearly colorless chemical substance. But we cannot live without water because there is no life without water. It is a basis of fluid of living organism. Water is also called the universal solvent because it is capable of dissolving more substances than any other liquid. On earth, water is present in the form of rivers, tanks, lakes, snowfields, seas, and they are collectively known as hydrosphere. How much water is available on earth? About 71% of water of the earth's surface is covered with water. Almost all the water on the earth is contained in the seas and oceans, rivers, lakes, ice cap as groundwater and in the atmosphere. Most of this water is not fit for human consumption. Why? Because only 3% is the fresh water and the rest is saline and ocean based. Clear? You know that our brain and heart are composed of 73% of water and our lungs about 83% water. The skin contains about 64% water and muscles and kidney, it contains about 79% water. In fact, our bones are also watery. It contains 31% of water. What is water cycle, or you can also say as hydrological cycle? Water cycle is the process by which water changes its form continuously and circulate between the atmosphere, the ocean and the land. If you see this diagram, the cycle starts when the water evaporates. Evaporation means the sun heats the water which turns into gas. The water collects as water vapor in the sky and this make cloud. Next, the water in the clouds get cold. This makes it becomes liquid again. This process is called condensation. Then the water falls from the sky as rain or snow or hail. This is called precipitation. Clear? And this cycle continues. You know, the World Water Day is celebrated on 22 March every year. Now, what is groundwater? Groundwater is the water that seeps deep into the ground as shown in the figure. Clear? As you see this diagram, if you see that it is the water that seeps deep into the ground. The ground has a large storage of water inside it. If we dig deeper and deeper below the earth, we will reach a level where all the space between the particles of soil and gaps between rocks are filled with water. And the upper limit of the layer is called water table. The water table varies from place to place. It may even change at a given place. Now, surface water. Surface water is the water that is located on the earth's surface as shown in the figure. Some of the examples of surface water are ocean, lakes, streams, ponds. You can also say a water on the surface of planet above the ground. Clear? What do you mean by the water depletion? What do you mean by the word depletion? Depletion means reduction in quantity or in number. And what do you mean by the water depletion? Water depletion means scarcity of water, which means that there is lack of water. You can also say it means drastic reduction in the total amount of usable water due to human activities and change in the environment, and it is a threat to the environment. If you see how much water we are using 24% in toilet, and for washing clothes about 17%, and in shower we are using 20%. So we are using so much of water, so it leads to reduction in water, and there are so many causes of water depletion. First is increasing population. Increasing population creates demand for construction of houses, shops, offices, roads and pavements. This decreases the open area like parks and playgrounds. This in turn decreases the seepage of rainwater into the ground. A huge amount of water is needed for construction work, and all water is drawn from ground. Now, the other reason for the reduction or the depletion of water is increasing industries. Water is used by all industry. Almost everything that we use needs water somewhere in its production process. The number of industries is increasing day by day. Water used by most industries is drawn from the ground. Now, for in agriculture activities, a majority of farmers in India depend upon rains for irrigating their crops. Irrigation systems like canals are there only in a few places. These systems may suffer from lack of water due to plenty of rainfall, so farmers have to use groundwater for irrigation. Population pressure on agriculture forces increasing use of groundwater day by day. This resulting depletion of water table. If you see this diagram, distribution of water, somewhere there is more rain and somewhere there is very less rain. If you see this map show the average annual rainfall in centimeter. If you see the average annual rainfall in Arunachal Pradesh is about 400 to 200 to 400 in centimeters, and in Tamil Nadu if you see it's about 100 to 120 in centimeters. So there is lots of different, every place is different from each other in case of rainfall. India is a vast country and the rainfall is not the same everywhere. Some region have excess rain and while other have very little rainfall as shown in the map. Excess rain cause floods, whereas the absence of rain cause drought. What do you mean by the water conservation? Water conservation, what do you mean by the word conservation? Conservation means saving or preservation. Water conservation refers to reducing the usage of water and recycling wastewater for different purposes such as cleaning, manufacturing and agriculture, irrigation. Now, there are so many ways to save water. First, repair all the leakage taps immediately. Do not leave water running from taps while using, brushing and bathing. Dams and reservoirs should be constructed to collect water and control floods. Farmers should use better methods of irrigation like drip irrigation to use less water and still get good yields. They should also use natural fertilizer and pesticides to prevent contamination of groundwater. Clear? Water from industry should be recycled after proper treatment. More and more trees should be planted to prevent rainwater from flowing off and to allow water to seep into the ground to replenish. Replenish means fill up again the water table. So now rainwater should be harvested and saving using right techniques. Rainwater harvesting is collecting rainwater falling as shown in this picture. Rainwater harvesting is collecting rainwater falling on roofs of buildings, in a trench below the ground in huge buildings, and in small tanks in houses and small buildings. This collected rainwater can be put to many uses such as washing car, watering plants and so on. So these are the ways by which we can save water. I hope you like this video. In the end I would like to say, start water conservation to prevent future dehydration. Thank you.